The first temple before time, remembered. 12,000 years ago, when the world was still locked in ice, and wandering tribes survived only by hunting, hiding, and waiting for the sun to return, a group of humans did something no one believed possible. No metal, no wheels, no writing. Yet they raised stone pillars weighing tons, carving into them creatures whose meanings even modern science cannot fully explain. A massive structure standing alone on a lonely hill in Anatolia. A place history, it seems, did not want us to find. Its name was Göbekli Tepe, the first temple of humankind. Strangely, the very people who built it buried it with their own hands, as if they wanted to hide a secret, not just from the world around them, but from humanity itself. Part 1. The hill that shouldn't be there. Before excavation, if you stood on that hill, you would see nothing but wind and golden grass swaying quietly. No ruins, no pillars, no hint of civilization, just a round, silent mound. A hill with a belly. Local villagers called it Göbekli Tepe, the belly hill. No one imagined that beneath that belly lay something human history wasn't prepared to explain. In 1994, a farmer found a strange stone jutting from the earth. When German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt arrived, he knelt down, brushed the dust away with his hands, and touched carvings no force of nature could have made. In that moment, Schmidt knew he was touching something older than pyramids, older than Stonehenge, and possibly the birthplace of religion. Part 2. The Temple of Animals. When excavation began, massive pillars rose from the earth, taller than a human, weighing 10 to 20 tons, arranged in perfect circles. Ritual rings older than recorded time, each pillar shaped like a T. Some scholars believe they weren't pillars at all, but stylized humans, and carved into them were animals: scorpions, foxes, vultures, snakes, boars, deer, the extinct Anatolian lion. Not random, not decorative, but perhaps the earliest religious symbols ever created. Stone Age hunter-gatherers, people we believed were primitive nomads, built a temple so advanced that archaeologists refused to believe it at first sight. Then came the question that shook the world. Why would hunter-gatherers build a temple? Wasn't religion supposed to appear after farming? But Göbekli Tepe suggested the opposite. Maybe religion created agriculture, not agriculture creating religion. A rewrite of history that no schoolbook had ever dared to include. Part 3. The Night Rituals. Based on archaeological evidence, people did not live at Göbekli Tepe. They only gathered there, then left. For what purpose? Scholars believe it was the spiritual heart of the region. At night, tribes from hills and valleys walked toward the glowing fires, bringing meat, torches, and stories of spirits that stalked the darkness. Under the flicker of flames, the stone pillars shimmered like silent gods, watching over every chant, every dance, every ritual we may never understand. Archaeologists found blood channels leading to the center, perhaps animal sacrifices, or rituals modern humanity would rather not know. But that remains speculation, and the mystery only deepens its pull. Part 4. The question that can't be answered. Then came the strangest discovery of all. The entire temple had been deliberately buried, not by landslides, not by storms, not by time, by human hands. Every stone packed, every circle filled, so carefully preserved that the site survived 12,000 years almost untouched. But why? One theory: they feared something, a disaster, a curse, a power they believed humanity wasn't ready for. Another theory: they moved on to build the first farms, and Göbekli Tepe became a sacred memory, a book they closed and buried. But no one truly knows. In archaeology, silence is sometimes louder than truth. Part 5. The Twist, the Fox Pillar. In Enclosure D stands a pillar unlike any other. Carved on it is a single fox, running, alive, full of motion. The shock came when fox bones found nearby belonged to a species extinct thousands of years before the builders lived. So how did they carve an animal they supposedly never saw? Two possibilities. They carried memories of creatures from a world long before their own. Their knowledge came from a civilization older and more advanced than we currently know. Either way, it forces us to ask, who taught them engineering? Who taught them astronomy? Who taught them how to carve stone with laser-like precision? 7,000 years before metal existed? No one knows. But one truth remains. Göbekli Tepe isn't the beginning of history. It is the last survivor of something that came before history. Outrow, the temple that waited. And today, when you stand among those ancient stones at a Turkish sunset, you may hear what Klaus Schmidt once said. Göbekli Tepe is not a monument. It is a memory. And that memory is waiting for us to understand it. A memory buried for 12,000 years. Revealed only when humanity was finally mature enough to face it. If you want to continue exploring lost civilizations, forgotten worlds, and the secrets humanity never wrote down, hit subscribe and join me in Lost Civilizations, Episode 2, where history is only the tip of the iceberg.